Imagine waking up one day and realizing that the money in your pocket is not just currency, it's power, invisible power. The kind that controls economies, shapes wars, and decides which countries rise and which ones fall. Now here's the shocking part. This power doesn't belong to your country or mine. It belongs to a single currency, the United States dollar. How did one piece of paper become the backbone of the entire global system? And more importantly, who really benefits from it? Stay with me because what you're about to hear will completely change how you see money forever. Before we go deeper, make sure you hit like and subscribe to Uncovered America because we bring you the hidden truths and untold stories that most people never hear. And trust me, this one is worth it. Let's go back in time. Before the dollar ruled the world, global trade was chaotic. Countries used gold, silver, and different currencies. There was no single system holding everything together. But everything changed after World War II. The world was broken. Europe was in ruins, economies had collapsed. And in the middle of all this chaos, one country stood strong: the United States. In 1944, something historic happened. Leaders from 44 countries gathered at a place called Bretton Woods. What they decided there would shape the future of money forever. They agreed to make the US dollar the center of the global financial system. But there was a catch: the dollar would be backed by gold. This meant that any country could exchange dollars for gold, making it stable and trustworthy. At that moment, the dollar didn't just become a currency. It became the world's reserve currency. Countries started holding dollars instead of gold. Trade began to flow through the dollar. And slowly, quietly, the United States gained something far more powerful than military strength: financial control. But here's where the story gets even more interesting. In 1971, something unexpected happened. The US made a bold move. It stopped backing the dollar with gold. Just like that, the link between gold and the dollar was gone. Normally, this should have destroyed trust in the currency. But it didn't. In fact, the dollar became even stronger. Why? Because by then, the world had no alternative. And then came one of the smartest strategies ever: the petrodollar system. The United States made deals with oil-producing countries, especially in the Middle East. The deal was simple: oil would be sold only in US dollars. This meant that every country in the world that needed oil, and that's basically every country, had to first get dollars. Think about that for a second. No matter where you live, no matter what your country produces, if you want energy, you need the US dollar. This created a constant global demand for dollars. Countries started stockpiling it. Central banks held it as reserves. International trade relied on it. And just like that, the dollar became the most powerful economic weapon in history. But power always comes with advantages and consequences. Because the dollar is in such high demand, the United States can print more money without facing immediate consequences like other countries would. Imagine if any other country printed huge amounts of money. It would cause inflation, collapse the economy, and destroy trust. But the US? It can print money, and the world still accepts it. This gives the United States an unbelievable advantage. It can borrow more, spend more, and influence global markets in ways no other country can. But that's not all. The dollar also gives the US another powerful tool: sanctions. Since most global transactions happen in dollars, the US can cut off countries from the financial system. If a country is sanctioned, it can't easily trade, access global markets, or even move money internationally. It's like being locked out of the global economy. This is why countries like China and Russia have been trying to reduce their dependence on the dollar. They know that as long as the dollar dominates, the United States holds the upper hand. But here's the real question. Is the dollar's dominance permanent? For decades, people have predicted the fall of the dollar. Some say China's currency could replace it. Others believe digital currencies or cryptocurrencies might change the game. And yes, the world is slowly shifting. Countries are experimenting with new systems. Trade agreements are being made in other currencies. But replacing the dollar is not easy. It's not just about money, it's about trust, stability, global acceptance. And right now, no other currency has all three at the same level as the US dollar. Still, cracks are beginning to show. The more the dollar is used as a political tool, the more countries look for alternatives. The more money is printed, the more questions arise about long-term stability. And the more the global economy changes, the more uncertain the future becomes. So what does all this mean for you? It means that the money you use, the prices you pay, And even the economic stability of your country are connected to something much bigger than you might think. The dollar is not just a currency, it's a system. A system that shapes the modern world in ways most people never realize. And whether it continues to dominate, or slowly loses its grip, will define the future of global power. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think the US dollar will remain the world's most powerful currency? Or are we heading toward a new financial system? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video eye-opening, share it with someone who needs to understand how money really works. This is Uncovered America. And the story is far from over.